To me, one of the most important things in life is peace of mind. It's something I work toward personally. It's something I strive for. And it's something that I help a lot of clients with, whether they're trying to reconcile something from the past or set goals into the future. Peace of mind is that calm state where you make good decisions, where you're okay, whatever direction it goes, good or bad. Now, if we look at life as a timeline, at some stage during that timeline, you're going to have life ask questions of you. For example, people go into the workforce at 25 years of age, and you start asking, what is my purpose? What am I doing here? You might only find the answer to that question many, many years later, 20, 30, 50 years later. When you have a single question that burns at you, it's a sticking point. Your mind keeps going there. In order to find peace of mind around that sticking point, you need to find the answer. They match up and become a pair, and they settle in. Balance, if you will. Now, that's the most common thing, is you have a question at a young age, and then later on in life, it gets answered. What if, and this is very often the case, what if life gives you the answer first? Something happens, someone breaks up with you, your whole world falls apart. There's your answer. That's what happened. In order to then get balance around that point, for it to settle in, for you to have peace of mind about that thing that happened, you have to find the question, because the answer is already there. So someone breaks up with you, what is the question later on that might settle it in? You might start asking, okay, this is what happened, that was the answer. So my question is, what was I missing at the time? What could I have done differently? What kind of person would I have to be for that not to have happened? You start balancing it out in that way, and you start finding the question that matches with the answer that life gave you. Balance. Everything settles in, peace of mind. Same thing. You get fired from your job. There's your answer. That's what happened. Now you need to go down the line. Once the mind calms down, once you get over the trauma of it or whatever the case might be, find the question that matches. And you look back. Okay, cool. Maybe, was I a good enough worker? Did I always do my work well? So answers are often given in life, and often it's not nice. Often it's difficult situations that happens. Death, loss, tragedy does happen. And finding the question later on will bring balance. It will help it settle in. It will help you find that peace of mind. What happens is a lot of the time we go through things, and when you then start breaking it down, it's like, but why? It's a good thing. You need to find the right question to ask. But often we ask it about the sea, not about yourself. We need to think, what did I do? You have agency. You need to take control of what did I do to make that happen? What was I subconsciously looking for at that time? Ask the right question. Now, sometimes the answers can be devastating that life gives you before you have a question. Death of a child, for example. Terrible, terrible thing. And sometimes there is no question. It might have been an accident. And there's no question that can help you balance that equation for peace of mind. And when that happens, when that kind of tragedy happens, you need to ask a question of, how can I move forward from this? What do I need to do as a human being to deal with this? So there's still a question to the answer, but it might not be as simple as everything else. Sometimes life gives you an answer. Find the question, balance the equation, let it settle. A single thing standing out versus a pair of things that then calm down in your head. It's a vital thing, and I think for peace of mind, thinking about that, go back, think of a thing that bothers you from the past. Start asking questions. And that's what I did a lot this week. I've asked a lot of interesting and sometimes very, very hard questions of clients in order to balance the equation, to start being okay with the things that happened, whether you did it or it happened to you. But if you cannot find the question, if it is so devastating, so traumatic, then the question needs to flip. What can I do to deal with this moving forward? Questions and answers. It's an interesting thing to audit for yourself. So give it a bash. And if I can ever help, let me know.